This one mistake can cost you thousands of dollars and still leave your studio leaking sound. People confuse acoustic treatment with sound isolation or soundproofing, and that mistake is huge. You can spend $5,000 on the wrong materials and still end up hearing your neighbor's dog. Here's the deal. Soundproofing is very different than acoustic treatment. Like I said, acoustic treatment makes the sound inside your room sound better. In the most basic terms, that's what we're talking about. Soundproofing, on the other hand, means that we're actually keeping sound in the room or keeping sound out of the room, and therefore we're creating sound isolation, not sound treatment. This is very important to understand. So the three characteristics that make up soundproofing or sound isolation involve mass, decoupling, and airtightness. Let me break those down individually for you. The way we achieve mass is through some basic building materials like drywall and concrete. There's nothing fancy about it. No fancy foams, no fancy glues. The mass comes from heavy materials. The airtightness is created by using something known as acoustic caulking or acoustic sealant. Same exact thing, just different terms. What this is a special type of caulking that is meant to stay elastic throughout the entirety of its lifetime. So a lot of times you'll see something called like 50 years painter's caulk. That's kind of the same idea. We want something that if the drywall shifts in the room or if the foundation settles, you won't get cracks along the seams because that caulking, the acoustic sealant, will remain flexible enough and not let tiny little air holes come in. So we seal our entire room so that it is airtight. There's no air moving in or out, therefore there's no sound moving in or out. Lastly, we have decoupling. So sound travels through air, but it also travels through materials. And it travels really easily through solid materials like wood, metal, concrete, you name it. Anything that's solid, sound actually travels faster. So the speed of sound that we usually talk about is the speed of sound in air. But in metal, it actually goes way faster, meaning it travels with less friction. There's less things pushing against the sound to slow it down. And that's a bad thing for sound isolation. So if you have a single stud that connects your inside wall with your outside wall, or if you put your drywall directly on the wall without having some decoupling acoustic clips and furring channels, you are not doing proper soundproofing. So here are some of the wrong approaches, and then let me explain the right approaches. Number one, you decide to grab a whole bunch of rock wool and just throw it in your cavities between your 2x4 wall, and it is soundproof. Wrong. The rock wool can help a little bit better than other traditional forms of fiberglass insulation, but you're not going to stop the sound of drums, your barking dogs, the sound of a loud TV. You're not going to stop the sound of anything that we do in recording studios. So don't do it. It's a waste of money. Instead, what you need to do is put regular fiberglass insulation. It doesn't matter. You don't have to spend a lot of money. And then you add decoupling by either doing a double wall system or, like I said, some acoustic clips and hat channels. I like the Genie Clip RSTs personally. And that will then you do 2 layers of 5/8 inch drywall, and that is going to soundproof your wall. Mistake number 2, you think that you can just put up a bunch of those foam panels that you buy on Amazon all over your walls, and that's going to stop the sound. Not at all. In fact, it won't even really help that much with acoustics in your room. But those foam panels, all they do is absorb some of the high and mid frequencies of your music, and therefore they absorb it and make your room sound a little bit better. But that sound still goes right through your drywall, your thin walls, and your thin ceiling and your thin floor into the rooms around it. It's not stopping the sound whatsoever. Now, we've designed hundreds of studios all over the world here at Soundproof Your Studio. And when I design a studio, I'm 100% looking at the science, not just the advertising that you see on the internet. So I don't use foam in any of my studios. I don't use rock wool unless I absolutely think it's going to benefit the exact design that we're doing, but we don't need to use rock wool. And I use the basic concepts I talked above about the mass, the decoupling, and the airtightness to achieve incredible results on a budget. So that is what we do at Soundproof Your Studio. If you're interested in doing things right, and if you were on this path of like buying some foam panels and thinking that that's going to soundproof your studio, think again. Let me save you a ton of money and time, and check out my free soundproofing workshop. This is going to start teaching you all of the basics about soundproofing in one 30-minute workshop session. You can watch it and you will leave that workshop 10 times more intelligent when it comes to sound isolation. To watch it, just go to soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop and you can watch it right away. For those of you who are a little bit beyond wanting to do the DIY thing or exhausted of watching these videos and trying to do it all yourself, I do offer consulting and construction plans. If that's something you're interested in, just sign up for a free Soundproof Clarity call at soundproofyourstudio.com/step1. Or you can just go to the website and click on I would like some construction plans button, boop, and you'll be able to sign up for a 30-minute call with me right away as well. I look forward to seeing you guys all next week with more information on soundproofing and room acoustics. My name is Wilson Harwood. I am a studio designer and acoustician based in Nashville, and I look forward to helping you with your home recording studio. I'll see y'all later.